Hi everyone, this is Dr. Chhoda and welcome to this very important episode of Ignition Time. I want to talk to you about some important comments from Joe Biden today. He said that more people die if the administration does not cooperate with the transition process. More people will die. He also said that the pandemic is the key to the recovery. Let me highlight some important comments made by Joe Biden and then you can be the judge for yourself. My name is Dr. Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Here is what Joe Biden said today, and I'm quoting him. More people may die if we don't coordinate. And he said this in a news conference today in Delaware. And he said, coordination is important now or as rapidly as we can get that done. And he said that it would be a lot easier if the president were to participate. He said it would be a lot easier if the president were to participate. He also said, I am hopeful that the president will be mildly more enlightened before we get to January 20th. And he was obviously referring to the date of the inauguration. Keep in mind the Moderna vaccine results were announced today. The preliminary trials indicated more than 94% efficacy, which is encouraging, which is why the stock market has shot up substantially right now. And Biden actually praised Republican governors who have required their state citizens to wear masks. And he signaled out North Dakota's Doug Burgum, Utah's Gary Herbert, and Ohio's Mike DeWine. And he did criticize President Trump's advisor Scott Atlas for urging people on Twitter to rise up against governors' mask mandates. And I actually did a video earlier today talking about Scott Atlas actually walking some of his comments back. But boy, oh boy, some of the comments that are coming out of the administration are rather interesting. This is a direct quote from Joe Biden. What the hell's the matter with these guys? What is the matter with them? Resist? Every major individual of any consequence in the health field is saying we can save lives through mask mandates. Comments from Joe Biden. Then he held up the mask that he had worn to the podium when he delivered his speech on Monday. Biden said, does anybody understand why a governor would turn this into a political statement? It's about patriotism. Biden characterized the economy as teetering on the edge, heading into a very dark winter months before vaccines would become widely available. He urged Congress to pass a big stimulus package, and he said that would need to include funding to help state and local governments with payrolls for public workers like teachers and first responders. That's what Biden said. He said, there's a reason why the federal government is able to run a deficit, because the states must balance their budget and they are in real trouble. That's what he said. And he said we can deliver immediate relief and it can be done quickly. So he is in favor of a large, bold stimulus package.
We're going to have a fair tax structure that makes sure the wealthiest among us and corporations pay their fair share. Our plan will create millions of good-paying union jobs in manufacturing, building the vehicles, products, technologies that we're going to need for the future to compete with the rest of the world. From autos to our stockpiles, we're going to buy American. No government contract will be given to companies that don't make their products here in America. To secure our position as a global leader in research and development, we're going to invest $300 billion in the most critical, competitive new industries and technologies, creating 3 million good-paying jobs. And the corporate American technology firms like Microsoft on the call, they all agreed. We can make sure our future is made here in America. And that's good for business, and it's good for American workers. We can also modernize our infrastructure, roads, bridges, ports, 1.5 million new affordable housing units, high-speed broadband we talked about, for every American household, which is more important than ever for remote learning, remote working, telemedicine in the 21st century. Building a digital infrastructure to help better benefits, stronger collective bargaining rights that you can raise a family on. That's how we build back the middle class better than ever. That's how we make sure workers are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. I can go on. You can tell I made it clear to them. We didn't care whether the city had voted for us or against us. The state voted for us or against us. We work with everyone, and we recovered and rebuilt together as one nation. We can do this again. The refusal of Democrats and Republicans to cooperate with one another is not due to some mysterious force beyond our control. It's a conscious decision. It's a choice that we make. If we can decide not to cooperate, then we can decide to cooperate. I believe this is in part a mandate from the American people, part of the mandate they gave us. They want us to cooperate. They want us to deliver results. And the choice that Kamala and I will make is that we're going to do that if we don't coordinate. Look, as my Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, would say, who handled Ebola, a vaccine is important. It's of little use until you're vaccinated. So how do we get the vaccine? How do we get over 300 million Americans vaccinated? What's the game plan? It's a huge, huge, huge undertaking to get it done, prioritize those greatest in need, and working our way through it, and also cooperate with the World Health Organization and the rest of the world in dealing with this. And so they say they have this warp speed program that not only dealt with getting vaccines, but also how to distribute this. If we have to wait until January 20th to start that planning, it puts us behind over a month and a half.
And he also said we are all American, and he said that the need for bipartisan collaboration is a mandate from the American people. He said they want us to cooperate. And by the way, Biden spoke with a number of CEOs, individuals, top people from Microsoft, General Motors, Gap, and Target. He spoke with top executives and labor unions as well. And he said, I must tell you, it reinforced what I thought from the beginning. We are ready to come together. And the unity was astounding. He said it was really encouraging, quite frankly, to get people, business and labor, together agreeing on the way forward. This is what Joe Biden said. There's a lot to do. The economy needs a lot of help. People need a lot of help. There's quite a lot to do. And he said that a lot of investment was needed to strengthen the U.S. economy, to create millions of jobs. He said he wants a $15 per hour wage nationwide. He said the road ahead, it will not be easy. But the president-elect and I are hitting the ground running. Kamala Harris said the road ahead will not be easy, but the president-elect and I are hitting the ground running. We don't have a moment to waste. Also, Biden said that containing the pandemic would be the key to helping the recovery of the country. And I want to be clear that he said containing the pandemic is the key to the nation's recovery, and he called for cooperation between businesses and governments. And he basically lamented, he criticized the lack of coordination as President Trump refuses to accept the results of the election and allocates resources, questioning the integrity of the election, which means that the Biden team is not getting official transition information, including classified briefings like they normally should get. He said more people may die if we don't coordinate. And he also said that recent positive news about the vaccine, we're talking about the Pfizer vaccine, the Moderna vaccine, needs to be paired with the huge undertaking, I quote, the huge undertaking of getting a vaccine distributed. If we have to wait until January 20th to start that planning, it puts us behind. That is what Joe Biden said. And the Biden administration's economic plan is based on, I quote, build back better proposals that were raised during the campaign. He said we can make sure our future is made here in America, and that's good for business, and that's good for American workers. That's what Biden said.
And so it's important that it be done, that there be coordination now, or as rapidly as we can get that done. It does figure in my plan. I've laid out in detail. For example, the legislation passed by the Democratic House calls for immediate $10,000 forgiveness of student loans. It's holding people up. They're in real trouble. They're having to make choices between paying their student loan and paying their rent, those kinds of decisions. It should be done immediately. In addition to that, as you know, I think that everything from community college straight through to doubling Pell Grants to making sure that we have access, free education for anyone making under $125,000 for 4 years of college. And there is a program that exists now under the law that forgives student loans for being able to engaging in public service. With every individual organization in the country, from business to labor, Republicans and Democrats, to try to pull together a serious and consistent plan. So we're ready on day one, everything from staffing to ultimately naming cabinet members to moving along on coordinating with business and labor the COVID attack, how we're going to attack COVID. And so it would make it a lot easier if the president were to participate. You have a number of Republicans suggesting that. The good news here is my colleague is still in the Intelligence Committee, so she gets the intelligence briefings. I don't anymore. So that is, but there's a number of Republicans calling for that. I am hopeful that the president will be mildly more enlightened before we get to January 20th. My message is I will work with you. I understand a lot of your reluctance because of the way the president operates, but I've been in contact with and will be in contact with more of them as we move along. And if it has to wait until January 20th to get actually become operational, that's a shame, but maybe that's the only way to get it done. I interpret that as Trumpianism. No change in his modus operandi. I think the pressure will continue to build. Look, I'm having a lot of meetings with world leaders on the telephone. I cannot get into negotiating with them about things that are going to be done, but they're calling with some degree of enthusiasm. Everyone from the Holy Father to prime ministers across the globe. And so we're moving along knowing what the outcome will be. And as I said earlier, and I probably shouldn't repeat it, but I find this more embarrassing for the country than debilitating for my ability to get started. Well, first of all, we'll see if that comes forward. And secondly, it's important that people who are in the greatest need get it. I wouldn't hesitate to get the vaccine. But I also want to set an example. But I wouldn't hesitate to get the vaccine if, in fact, Dr. Fauci and these two organizations, whether it's Moderna or Pfizer, who have been extremely responsible, conclude that it is safe and able to be done. Look, the only reason people question the vaccine now is because of Donald Trump. That's the reason why people are questioning the vaccine, because all the things he says and doesn't say, whether is it truthful, is it not truthful, the exaggerations. I think we're on a clear path now. We're on a clear path where the international community and national leaders in the scientific community have focused on these two vaccines. They appear to be ready for prime time, ready to be used. And if that continues along those roads, I would take the vaccine.
And so a lot of, there's a lot of chatter going on right now. And a lot of people were involved in these discussions. Biden also laid out a $700 billion Buy American manufacturing plan that would include $400 billion in additional federal purchases of products made by American workers over the course of his first term, as well as $300 billion for federally funded research and development. So that's quite a lot of money. And the Biden campaign estimates that his proposals on manufacturing and buying American will create 5 million new jobs. That is the proposal from the Biden administration. And so there's a lot going on. And Moody's has estimated that the total cost of Biden's campaign proposals, including additions to the healthcare system, the cost would be about $7.27 trillion over a decade, and projected that the package would indeed create about 18.6 million new jobs, 7 million more than President Trump's economic plans, according to Moody's. And so a lot of the Biden tax plan would be funded through increased taxes on corporations and the rich. But they do want to do more stimulus spending as well. That probably will not be offset by tax revenue. But of course, this has to get through what could be a Republican-controlled Senate, unless the Georgia Senate runoff races on the 5th of January go the way of the Democrats, in which case it could be 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats with the tiebreaker vote from presumably Vice President Kamala Harris. So that is where things stand, everybody. Let me know what you think about Biden's comments in the comment section below. You'll also be provided with a link to all of Biden's comments in the description section below. I want to know what my viewers and subscribers think. I'm interested. I'm excited to know what you think, because it looks like things are changing. It doesn't matter to me whether you're a supporter of President Trump or supporter of Biden. What matters to me is that we move forward as a country. We do what is right for the majority of individuals, especially those who need help the most. That is what I advocate. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And again, you'll find a link to all our resources in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really appreciate you watching. If you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time. Please get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list going forward. You can also get on our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you'll get added to our email list. Now, sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So simply go to youtube.com/ignition-time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, and just go ahead and bookmark our channel. You'll then be able to watch our videos at any point in time. You'll be able to watch the videos at your convenience. I would really appreciate it if you do that. You can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So please make sure to follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us, if you like, on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So follow us on Twitter. Now keep in mind that if you learn something new from this video, all I ask from you is you please click the like button, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That would really, really mean a lot to me and my team. The name of our channel is Ignition Time. So please ignite that like button, ignite that subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, please share this video with friends and family. That would mean a lot to us as well. And as always, please comment below and participate in our growing community. Our community is growing very rapidly. You will find the links to all of our resources in the description section below. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.